Good evening, everyone. Hope you and your family are safe and healthy. I'm taking this session post Mr. Farooq's motivational speech, where he talked about how, few of the disappointments, how to overcome those things and differentiate yourself from being a boy and a man. Let me see if I can just do justice to after this session. Look, I've got a very interesting topic to talk about, which is the post-pandemic future. And today, this is the most talked about in the industry today. And actually, why not? And it should be talked about, right? This COVID-19 pandemic has impacted across everyone, be it individual like you and me, and also our families, and our communities and business organizations. And most of in the business organization which has been impacted is the SMEs, which have been most impacted, right? Now, if you look at, there are a lot of people who are talking about transformation. In my view, before doing this transformation, it is very important for organizations to understand and know what are the business problems they're facing now and what do they actually want to achieve out of this transformation, and then identify these digital technologies which will actually help them reach those transformation objectives, right? Now, before I talk about this, I just want to see and tell you about talk about how HPE responded and what are the actions taken by us, which is more important, right? So then you can relate back to as to what we saw and how probably relate as to how you are seeing it. Now, as you all know, HPE, whose purpose as the way we've devised is to advance the people who the way they work and the way they live. And the way we have responded with initiatives, few initiatives is to stabilize the communities which are where we work and surrounding us, and support customers tackling this pandemic challenges by providing technology solutions to help them adapt to this unprecedented situation. Now, first and foremost, I mean, what is that HP did? The people and the employees. This is the most valued asset. Now, somebody was talking about, I think Mr. Krishna Kumar was talking about, a session before that. The key aspect is to value your own assets. Now, keeping their safety as one of the top priorities, we ensured and adapted work from home as quickly as possible, right? Not only that, we enabled them to work securely and safely from their residences with little impact on meeting their own or our own customers' expectation, right? This is what we did from the employee perspective. Then what did we do second is the communities, right? We, in association with government organizations, we helped set up the COVID-19 testing booths in remote locations, which I'm sure you would have seen some photographs of those, right? To identify the patients and as quickly as possible to quarantine them and treat it and let them treated by the doctors in the equipped and identified hospitals. And this is for the betterment of the community. And not only that, we actually also partnered with a lot of scientific community where we provided technology solutions to them just to help them accelerate the research, where they can fast forward the research which they can do, just to understand, prevent, and come out with a cure for this pandemic. Now, these are few things which we did. Let me tell you, we are very proud of what we are doing with our ability and to help our community and world across to fight this pandemic. Look, we believe, together with HPE and your organizations, we can not only restore, but recover and evolve and thrive in these challenging times. All I can tell you is rest assured you can be with us because we are here to help you, right? Even now, as we are developing plans as to how we can bring in HPE team members back to work. And not only that, enable our customers with innovative solutions when the normal time comes in. I say the word normal, but normal is different. It's going to be different now, and has changed by this experience, right? Look, our priorities have always been our people, the communities where we work and live, like I said, and also our customers. At HPE, we adopted three-step motion, basically. One is keep it going, and two, as we move forward, And when I say keep it going, it is basically to understand what is required to keep it going right now, to implement what is required immediately and restore the business motion. And to move forward is to understand what is required to address the upcoming challenges, both from business and also from the expectation. And lastly, in terms of solving these problems and how can we enable the partners to meet the customer expectations and also the business deliverable that we can deliver. The customers, when I say, is not only from the external, but also within our organization as an IT as to how we can help them deliver those expectations. Right now, if I talk about keep it going, what is that we talked about? Within keep it going, there are three key things which we realize is very important to ensure that we are relevant to the business in the market today, and also to keep the business continuity going. There were three motions to it. One is people, like I talked about. Second is systems, and also not only that, the resources and platform for knowledge sharing. There are a lot of things which was happening at that time which was unheard about. So we had to create a platform where we can share knowledges among each other. So what did we do for that? Look, we, through our point next services and partner community, as you know, HP is a big partner community. We wanted to tell that we are here to help our clients, not only to respond and ensure continuous secure operations for them to drive the business continuity. Look, we doubled our stocks, of high usage, materials that was required for customers, and we moved them closer to the customer locations to help continuous business operations during their pandemic challenges they were facing. Now, not only that, we worked with partners and in a standard, secured way where we could deliver those services and keep up to the customer expectation so that it doesn't stop their business outcomes. Look, what is that we did was, we also prioritize innovations to overcome obstacles so that we can continue deliver the experience of our customer what they expect from us. We deployed expert resources. Like I said, it is very important for customers not only to address what is immediately needed for them, but have some kind of a consultancy who have knowledge. So what we did was we brought in expert resources to provide advisory and professional services to identify quickly what is immediately required and how quickly we can solve that, but also to understand what is required and what are the changes which is coming and how do we equip them, right? And we brought them quickly to help them respond for disruption, be it in areas such as security, networks, remote working, which was something which was much talked about and which was must needed for them, and with VDI, and not only that, even on cloud solutions. And all this is to address immediate challenges, but also for what next. We got to think what next. We played a very important role, and we still want to continue to play that important role for most of the customers. Now, we have also created digital libraries for self-help with resources and forums at our website. And this is by and large created where, for knowledge sharing. In cases where work disruption of any sort should create a downtime for your team, HPE is making its e-learning suite and HPE Digital Learner freely available for limited period so that your team can use this time to upskill themselves and help organizations create a knowledge base. Now, this I would recommend that please utilize this very as much as possible so that we have put in a lot of resources and a lot of training which is there and knowledge sharing, and you can use this by going into hpe.com, right? Like I said, look, our commitment to our customers has been very strong. It has always been strong. It has been stronger now, right? So what is that we did? We put in experts, and we also put boot on the ground where we can ensure that the customers, whatever they require, is available on stuff. All this just to ensure to restore and their business continue to happen. Now, as we move forward, we understood, cash flow was being impacted very largely, and conserving cash is and was one of the top priorities for all the organization, irrespective of the size, right? Now, what is it we did was, HPE, as HPE, we invested around 2 billion USD in financing. This is just to help our customers with COVID-19 challenges. We brought in a lot of innovative ideas of financing structures to reduce the overlays or outlays during the uncertainty. One of the things which we brought up was, with reduced payments to get started off and offset the financial commitment till next year. You don't have to pay anything to begin with for this entire year in 2020. You start paying that when you start realizing your business as you grow, right? This is something which we uniquely brought in, and a lot of customers appreciated this. And this was brought in through our 2020 payment relief program. Request you all, if you have not heard about, to meet up with partners, or at the end I'll give you the contact. You can reach out to us, right? Not only that, we also, you can convert your own existing IT systems, in which you have IT assets that you already have, into an incremental cash source. And having said that, you can still continue utilizing those systems, right, without taking it away, without any downtime. And this we brought in through something called as accelerated migration program. And not only that, we also, you can empty your storage rooms, or empty your old IT assets, and put the money back into your pockets, and use those excess or money that you have to buy a newer generation tech to help generate newer capital and bring in newer revenue model. This we brought in under a program, something called as a tech buyback program. So there are three basic programs which we talked about, where we wanted to help the SMB or the startup community in terms of, one, basically you can buy the infrastructure now with our financing option, where you do not have to pay anything for this entire year, but start paying from next year, which was very well appreciated. The second one was convert the existing asset that you have into a cash, where we actually do a buyback, and we let you give you the money, and you still continue utilizing those products as is without any downtime. And the third one was, if you are looking at a refresh, there is any old assets that you have, you can convert it into a cash and a capital, and you make that as a capital investment. So this is where we thought we brought in our financial through our HPFS, brought in financial flexibility to keep your own operations moving forward, right? Now, how do we now, very important, so this pandemic create a lot of uncertainties, right? You all agree to that, where people and organizations move towards a new normal. Let me tell you what we saw in the marketplace. See, a need to accelerate digital transformation is what we started seeing. It was not only to aid the organization address the immediate and critical problems that they're facing right now, but also have a plan to leapfrog to the future. This is what we saw, right? And technology, to the way, whenever we are talking to the customers, we see the technology will play a very core role. And they will really play a very important role as organizations have started to embrace this digital transformation. Look, we see digital transformation as an evolving journey, right? Now, we at HP, the reason why we talked about what we did is because we underwent that. So I say we want to bring in our expertise and our knowledge. And we at HP, with our experience and knowledge, can partner and help customers like yourself in such transformation, bring in our knowledge, and probably work with you as a consultant, work with you in true partnership, and bring in with our financing stuff, which we can say that we can put our own skin into your business. That's what we can do. Look, SMB or SME, is very dynamic, right, and very diverse. Whenever I see, I've been driving SME for almost 8 years. Like I think Krishna Kumar was talking about, the love for SME for me is I get to meet up with a lot of innovators, a lot of idea, right? So it keeps me motivated. So I know it by that presence, saying that SME is very dynamic and very diverse. And with various business challenges and technology solution requirement differ from customer to customer. And here, and it's very important that people and organizations are at this particular moment and need to be very innovative in walking this transformation. And as I told you, it is very important for each of the organization is to first to understand what is that they really the business problem, and understand how they want that transformation to change, and then identify what is the technology that they need to embrace. Right. This is very important for any organization to look at. Right. Now, there are three main objectives which I thought most of the customers, SME customers, were largely looking at. Right. One was the customer experience. Look, today the customer expectations have changed, including me, be it from consumers like me or even commercial organizations, right? It has completely changed. So organizations have to start looking at what is that they can need, what is that is required for them to make those meet the customer expectation. Two, the revenue models, right? Look, it's very important, while we continue to sustain existing revenues, there are quite a few business models probably is unchangeable, but there's no option. They have to change, right? And also, it is becomes very important and it is imperative now to build newer revenue generating models, right? And all this is largely due to the usage of and adaptation of our digital, right, on your internet, which we are using largely. Now, this has changed and probably triggered faster changes in the supply chain and the newer delivery models to consumers and business units, which I'm sure we all have experienced. Everything is delivery at home now, right? We do a phone call, we do online, and we get that delivered, and we can do exchanges. That expectation of a customer as forced and to change the way that we have to look at business models, which we need to change. And this is one of the reasons why organization in SMB I would say that you need to look at, when you look at partnering, you got to look at partners who can help you deliver, not only meet the internal IT as a requirement, but ensuring that the edge, which is the customer, your customer's experience, is not only increased or better, but also it is met, right? So you need to look at partners from edge to the cloud or a data center. That's the partner you need to look at who can bring in those solutions to that. And the third one, the most one is conserving cash, right? This is among the top priority of all the organizations now. First, how can they optimize or better utilize the capital investment they have? How can they get a better return on the assets that they have while they go ahead and implement the much needed digital transformation and bring in those digital technologies which is required for them to address the new market, right? Now, to me, this is where I think we at HP place a very uniquely position at this particular moment, right? Uh, we have, with its vast product and services portfolio and its ability to bring in customized solutions to to the customers in SMB, which is very uniquely required, in partnership with our ecosystem, right? We have very ISV partner driven to address the different business needs and challenges of your SME organizations. We have solutions that not only help you with your immediate needs and challenges, from enabling remote work securely, but also providing additional capacity and deliver it as a services. Okay. HPE brings future-proof critical technologies, right? Which is very important. It has to be future-proof critical technologies, which is what is required. Um, I'll tell you why. I just take a note of. I think again, I think Mr. Krishna Kumar was talking about in terms of the lifespan of organizations, right? I'll go back to history of your own revolutions, which I talk about, right? If you talk about, there are four revolutions which we all know about, right? One is agrarian, which lasted for almost 10,000 years. Second was industrial age, which came up, if you all remember, right? It lasted for 200. Then the information technology which came, it lasted for 50 years. Then the conceptual age, it is 14 years. In all these things, if you look at this, again, it comes back to the lifespan, the changes which is happening, the disruption which is happening very fast and quick, right? So this is where, it is very important to have these technologies which is going to last for much longer. and to help you sustain the challenges and the changes which is happening in the industry. And most importantly, all this is delivered as a services and consumption model, and allow customers like you to pay as you use, right? And this will help you get better return on your asset, conserve cash as you plan to streamline and build existing and newer business revenue models. So, in short, so with our Green Lake offerings, and no cash upfront, right? You can bring down your operational risk, you can bring down your financial risk, and improve and better your time to market and enhance your customer experience. Now, this is where I want to say that HP is very uniquely positioned as of now, where we have solutions from edge to cloud, right? So, but I don't know how much time I have. But before I end this, I just want to take a few things on what has happened in COVID-19 and what we have seen. Like Deepa Mani was talking, ISB, who talked about earlier in terms of her understanding and what's happening in industry. Look, COVID-19 has created the largest and the fastest behavior change right? It's the fastest in a matter of probably six from March to now. There's a lot of changes from that happened both from human to business. So this, the legislation is already underway with almost every organization. This should accelerate the adaptation of digital technologies. So hence, whenever you do a transformation, it is also very important for you to understand what is the technology that you need, which addresses your business problem, right? Look, I'll just take a minute for this, and you can read this through. Just to summarize, if you look at what Gartner says, is around 50% of the CEOs expect their industries to be significantly or unrecognizably transformed by digital, right? And the CEOs understand this digital transformation is substantial enough to warrant them to lead this personally themselves in this digital transformation, right? So it is very important and imperative for all the SMEs to look at how digital can help them this digital transformation and adapt as quickly as possible, and without which, like I said, survival and being relevant to the market uh, will just vanish as soon as possible, right? uh, I don't know how much time I've taken with this. I'll end my session. If there's any questions, I will take it. And you can write to us at nascom sme at hp.com, or my contact number and email ID is provided there. You can always get in touch with us. If there's any questions, I'll take it.
On that
Thank you.